right, Dana Osgood joins us with your forecast. I know you have a lot to get to, so we will let you just jump right in.
Thanks, guys. I mentioned that before because we've got a cold front coming through today. We've got Hurricane Lee to talk about, so a lot on the table today. But as of right now, we've had showers moving throughout the state today. Not much in terms of thunderstorm activity, but as that cold front moves through, we have had some pockets of heavy rain begin to go through, and we're going to see this over the next couple of hours. Temperature-wise, though, right around average to just below average for this time of year. We got some upper 70s down in the southern coast, but otherwise mostly lower 70s to upper 60s, so cooler than last week, but a lot more seasonable for this time of year. Now that cold front that moved through gave us our showers for today, and high pressure is going to roll in behind it, which is going to give us a nice little batch of weather for Thursday and Friday before we then have Hurricane Lee begin to move into New England, which is going to give us some impacts for this weekend. You can see that here. We're kind of tracking the exact location of where the storm is going to make landfall. Now, before we can get to that, though, for the hour by hour, as we get into overnight tonight, that's when we're going to see these showers start to dissipate. And as we get into tomorrow morning, things will start to clear out from west to east, giving us a chance for some sunshine. And I think overall Thursday afternoon is going to be a pretty nice day. Friday will start out pretty nice too, but then we'll start to get some high clouds begin to stream in here. And if you can see those kind of the banding structure there, these are actually clouds that are going to be out ahead of Hurricane Lee, which will impact us for this weekend. So we'll start to see those clouds build, and then the first bands of precipitation are going to move in before sunrise on Saturday morning. So currently Hurricane Lee is still spinning in the Atlantic, moving north-northwest at 10 miles per hour. And you can see here that it's starting to get stretched out. So it's now a wider storm than it was yesterday, and it will continue to kind of widen, but overall diminish in strength. Currently a Category 2, and is going to continue to move northward as it comes towards Maine here. Right now, it looks to be that it's going to make landfall closer to down east Maine or between Nova Scotia. We don't know exactly where it's going to make landfall, and it could be any place within this cone of uncertainty we have here, but looking at landfall in the late Saturday, but we will begin to see effects from this storm before that. Right now, we're looking at some high wind gusts, especially wind gusts getting up into the 50s in places, though mostly coming from a more northerly direction. So the concern here is from power outages, because we could see a lot of leaves on the trees, which makes them more top heavy and more likely to fall over. Another impact we'll see is high surf and rip currents. Could see waves just offshore between 15 and 20 feet. So the National Weather Service at this point has issued a hurricane watch for the coastal down east Maine, and then has also issued a tropical storm watch for more inland of down east and then along the coastline down towards Portland here, and we'll continue to give you updates about that. So the Hurricane Lee impacts that we're mainly going to be looking at, high surf, rip currents, and beach erosion is something we're going to see no matter where this storm makes landfall. Rain and wind is going to be dependent on storm location, but is going to be more intense the closer you get to down east Maine. Power outages likely due to the leaves on the trees, and flooding is also a concern due to saturated soil. Right now, though, seas 2 to 6 feet and water at 64 degrees. 7-day forecast, really, after the cold front moves through today, not too much to talk about before we get to Hurricane Lee. So Brian and Amanda, that's kind of the big story that we have coming up next. And there are precautions that you can take, but overall, this is not a panic situation.
Okay, that's encouraging news to hear.
Of
Dana,
course.
thanks so much.